This morning, Steph has sailed the sea over to Northern Ireland. There she is. Good morning to you, Steph. Looks gorgeous there this morning.
Good. Oh, it's absolutely gorgeous here. Morning, everybody. I'm in Portrush in Northern Ireland. As you see, you can see the beautiful harbour there. But come and have a look at this, because I've met some of the craziest people ever who are in the sea at this time of the morning. And I can't even describe how cold it is here. But there we go, that's the local swimming club, and apparently they do this quite regularly. They come down here to this beautiful seaside resort and have a dip in the sea. And you can see here the beautiful beach as well. And we're here talking about, obviously, the election, finding out what people here want to hear from the politicians in the run-up to it. And we've got our very own Chris Buckler here as well, and a lot of school kids who are going to get in the sea in a bit as well. And apparently they do that quite regularly too, having surfing lessons. Morning, Chris.
Morning, Steph. I have my bucket and spade to join this lot, building sand castles. There's going to be some beach yoga later on as well. These children, they're actually all from an integrated primary school. That basically means that they've got pupils from both nationalist areas and unionist areas. But it's got to be said that politics here is still very divided. An election is coming up in which Brexit is a big issue. That has a big issue for the whole economy here. One of the big successes, though, in recent times has been the film industry. Lots of people are filming here, including the American series Game of Thrones. And I've done the trailer for the politicians as well as the tourists.
You'll find dramatic beauty all along the north coast of Northern Ireland, and it's scenery that makes a spectacular setting. The series Game of Thrones uses this area as a filming location, and some see in it stories of scheming, division and conflict more than a few similarities with politics in Northern Ireland. Here many vote along what are sometimes called tribal lines.
You're a unionist if you grew up in a unionist family, and you're a Republican if you grew up in a Republican family.
And all you'll hear is, well, if you don't vote, some of them other boys will get on. And that's coming from both sides of the community.
An old battle.
An old battle. Down through the ages of history. It's still only fought in modern times.
Game of Thrones is a fantasy saga which tells an epic tale set across continents of a fight for the Iron Throne. The often vicious and violent drama might be worlds away from where so much of it is filmed, but political battles are nothing new in Northern Ireland.
For politics to work here, people have to share power as opposed to grabbing it. But the parties are deeply divided. It's why there's currently no government in Northern Ireland, and why this election is proving to be a bitter fight between unionists and nationalists.
Political deadlock is nothing new on this part of this island, but it is frustrating for those who want to show off what Northern Ireland has to offer, including business owners. They're being asked to vote again at a time when the lack of government at Stormont is preventing decisions about important devolved issues.
I think that they should be doing more for education. They should be doing more for our tourist industry. But they should be, most of all, they should be trying to save our National Health Service.
Yet years of political progress can be seen with every busload of tourists that arrives here. The international popularity of Game of Thrones certainly helps attract them to the caves and castles used as backdrops. But during times when regular violence here was more than just fictional, many wouldn't have come.
This is our 12th day now, and we just love it. It's just, the people are just amazing.
But believe it or not, there's no government at the moment. Would you notice?
No, but that doesn't really surprise me.
However, politics is important, with challenges like Brexit looming. This is the only part of the UK to share a land border with another EU country. And this Methodist minister, who was a key figure in Northern Ireland's peace process, says stability is needed.
Conflict will divide people into camps, and people then will go back to voting in their camps and in their tribal traditions. Come on, it's time we move beyond that. The world has changed. The world has moved on.
Some feel the fighting between the politicians can be for show, simply because it's good for votes. But it also makes election time a particularly divisive time.
Well, we've come down to the beach because we had to meet Jim and his friends who... Do you genuinely do this every morning?
Yes, there will be at least half a dozen of us every morning. And
Why?
Well, it's good for you.
Yeah,
So it
perfect.
is. And it's beautiful as well, too.
Yeah. I just feel like I should hug you.
Hug away.
Well, seriously, thanks for coming. I can't believe you do this every morning. Though, Chris, I mean, should we
What
join
you
you?
really want is we need Steph in the water, don't we? You know, it's lovely and warm out there. This is the North Coast. This is beautiful here.
It's
You know.
very, very beautiful, but it's also freezing cold, and it's my birthday today, so
Oh,
you know what I mean. This would be like, you know.
You know, that's a very dangerous thing to say to some people from Portrush, because they will throw you in that water as quick as anything.
I'm going to keep my distance. Guys, I'm going to let you crack on with it. Thank you very much for joining us this morning. I can't believe it, but me and you, Chris, why don't we do it later on? End the show on it.
Yeah, well,
Cheers for
bloody Steph.
Anyway, let's get the news, travel and weather where you are this morning.
It's been a really busy week for the butty van, the breakfast butty van. It was in Wales yesterday, of course, in Llandudno. It's going to be in Scotland on Friday. And this morning, it's crossed the Irish Sea.
Yeah, Steph is on the coast for us in Portrush to find out what people there want when it comes to supporting their local economy. Oh, look at that. The next generation. Morning, Steph.
Good morning to you, morning everyone. It's warming up here. I have to say, it's been freezing all morning. I've even took my big coat off. Look who I've got with me. Morning! Morning! Hey! Right, tell us which school you're from.
Mill Strand!
Hey, I am loving how keen these guys are. Kira, tell me a bit about what you're doing on the beach.
We're making maps in school, and I'm making a map for all my friends to try and find my smell pen.
A treasure map, is that what it is? Brilliant. And Olivia, you come down to the beach all the time for lessons, don't you?
We do outdoor classroom, and we usually go down to the library to encourage our reading. And we are allowed to bring books home, and we go down to the beach to litter pick, rock pooling, and it's just a really good outdoor classroom, and we just love it.
It sounds brilliant. I want to join your school. And Mason, tell us about your surfing lessons. You do that as well, don't you?
After school, some of us do surfing in the sea, and we get taught how to do surfing, and someone runs it.
Yeah. Oh, this sounds brilliant. I want to join your school. Do you think there's room for me, John? Do you think I could join your class?
In my class, we do mindfulness, and last year my mum did yoga.
Oh, yoga as well. You've got it all going on. It sounds brilliant. Well, guys, I'm going to leave you back to it, and I'm going to come and join you a little bit later on. See you later. Bye. Oh, brilliant. I love these guys, but it's absolutely gorgeous here in Portrush. This seaside town has about 7,000 people living here, and that's one of the primary schools, obviously. Are they following me? Yeah, I think they are. There we go. Then we've got some young reporters on the go as well. But we're here obviously talking about the election and finding out what is the thoughts are of business people and locals in the area, just in terms of what they want to hear from the politicians in the run-up to the election. And we have some guests here which we're going to pick up along the way. So we have Neil here, who's an economist. Just give us the context of Northern Ireland compared to the rest of the UK.
Northern Ireland's a fantastic region, great quality of life, very strong economic performance in a number of clusters, as diverse as agri-food, engineering, film and TV. But a number of structural weaknesses have really held it back a little bit. So overall, its economic performance would be broadly similar to the Welsh or northeast of England economy.
Yeah. So what would make a difference then?
Well, we need to get some certainty around the Brexit issues, but what we really need is an ability to grow more of our businesses. Our private sector is strong performing, but just too small. We need a bigger private sector in order to fund the public services that we require.
I'm going to pick up Joanne on the way here. It's like I feel like I'm forming a group here. It's like, and Joanne, just tell us a bit about your business, because it's very much about skills, isn't it?
It is, yeah, very much. We're focused at Catalyst Inc. on the knowledge economy and the growth of that. So that's very much around innovation, research, and skills are really important, especially with new technologies. Very disruptive technologies are coming along. We need a new set of skills. But in Northern Ireland, we're the second fastest growing region in the UK. So we've just got to make sure we've got the right investment in world-class research and skills to ensure that that continues.
Great, and we've reached the bussy van now. Yeah. Let me come and introduce you to some more guests. Thanks, guys. Andy, let me come to you. Just tell me a bit about your business and what would make a difference in terms of what you want to hear from the politicians.
Yes, Armstrong Medical is a local manufacturer of medical devices. We're very internationally focused, and free trade conditions are very important to us.
Yeah, and for you, it's a lot about exports and things.
Yeah.
What would make a difference to that? Are you worried about Brexit?
We export to 61 markets around the world. Our financial year finishes today, and we're shipping product to the likes of Honduras, Costa Rica, the Middle East, Asia Pacific. The ability to trade freely and not deal with the border issues that may be a result of Brexit are hugely important to us.
Yeah, interesting. I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit later on as well. We've got loads of people to chat to here this morning, and I'll be taking you back to the beach. Oh no, what's going on here? What's happening now? I am not going in the sea, girls. Oh no, right, okay, maybe me in the sea a little bit later on as well. Only if you give me a surfing lesson though. Are you up for that? Yeah. Yeah, okay. See you later, guys.
Steph, I'm so looking forward to seeing you go into the sea, Steph.
That's a full
It's going to be
harangue.
lovely. You're going to enjoy it.
Come on, get your wetsuits on.
Happy birthday.
That is something to look forward to, I imagine. Make sure you stay with us till right at the end of the programme.
It's going to happen whether she likes it or not. Time now to get the news and travel and weather wherever you are. We'll have the headlines here at 8. See you then.
We're in Wales yesterday. We're in Scotland on Friday. Naga's going to be there in Scotland. Today, Northern Ireland.
Yes, Steph is in Portrush, and we're very excited about this because she is, we think, it's her birthday, going to go for a swim as well.
Get your wetsuits out.
I think she may have it on. Morning.
Good morning to you all. Morning, everyone. Yeah, I am not revealing anything yet. Let me explain where I am. We've got some serious work to do before you see any of that shenanigans. But yeah, look at this beautiful Portrush. Absolutely gorgeous. You can see some of the surfers who've been out here this morning. Since the crack of dawn, we had some primary school children here from the local school who were having some lessons on the beach. They do that quite regularly here. They have yoga and surfing lessons and mindfulness, all kinds of stuff. So really beautiful town here. About 7,000 people live here. And yet, as you say, we brought the breakfast butty van. We've been talking to businesses about how they feel about the upcoming election. And London's saying Brexit is the big thing for them that they're worried about, and also skills. So a lot of the common things we talk about across the UK. But we've also got Chris Buckler here this morning for us as well, who's going to be talking to some politicians. Morning, Chris!
Morning, Steph. What a treat it is going to be for her for her birthday to go into the cold waters of the North Coast. That's coming up, but first let's get a bit of a treat for you and indeed our Northern Ireland's politicians.